Yes, I'm live. Grateful day. Welcome to the 34th episode of the Faith Forward Fearlessly podcast with your host, Jenée Hudson, the Uplifter. I empower former and transitioning professionals and entrepreneurs navigating the complex balances of life, commitments, and growth, simply guiding them to conquer overwhelm of unwavering integrity, because integrity is everything with me, authenticity, and perseverance, all anchored in faith. Time for the t-shirt. I've actually showed this before, but it has a different meaning today. So today, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to read it to you for my t-shirt. The t-shirt says, they whispered to her, "You can't withstand the storm." She whispered back, "I am the storm." This t-shirt today simply just reminds me of who I am, to be honest, and of myself being the storm. I've been through a toxic environment that I called the good old boys club at the time, or even like a personal family experience that I went through. It had to do with my cakes. Now, how silly is this? They were upset because I launched nationally with my cake company, because I got three companies, but they're upset because of what I named my cake company. Like, that's silly, right? But either way, I fought through the storm and I continued. I launched it, made it happen, being a speaker and an MC and an empowerment speaker like I'm doing. Just made it happen. So just weathering the storm for the most part. I did it. And you can too. It's all about having faith and taking action. All right. So that's what this shirt means to me. But don't get me wrong. Let me tell you, I literally still do weather many storms in life, but I don't let that stop me, and you shouldn't either, because they will come, but just don't let it happen for the most part. All right. So this puts this in the perfect just kind of path for what I'm speaking about today. And that is that today's episode is called Faith in Action, Turning Beliefs into Impactful Movements. All right. So wait. News flash. Stop what you're doing. Get a pen and paper, because we are talking about just that. Taking action. And I'm going to give you some serious nuggets today for you to put down, for you to take action. All right. So just simply show up for yourself. That's what I can say. That's best right now. All right. So I hope you're ready. Today's episode is all about how you can take that belief that's burning inside of you and turn it into a real life achievement. All right. So it's not just about having faith. It's about putting that faith into motion. That's important. That's what you need to get from this, right? And just create something real and impactful in your life and in the lives of others. All right. So here are 5 main gifts. I like to call them gifts because that's what I feel they are, of today's episode. Gift number 1, faith in action. All right. This is the first thing for you to write down. Faith in action. What does it mean? Faith in action is about transforming beliefs and values into actual steps that drive change. Now, you guys, I do many of these things still. Again, 3 businesses and making those work and growing them abundantly, it's necessary, right? So it's about moving beyond words and intentions. We all can say, oh yeah, I'm going to do that, or I want to do that. No, move beyond that to impactful activities that align with your actual purpose, right? All right. So also with that, just know that having the power of belief to take action is not enough, you guys. Let me tell you, I had all the power and belief in myself, but it's not enough. Faith must also be accompanied by consistent and purposeful action that just simply brings about desired outcomes. The real magic happens when faith and action work hand in hand. Know that. I had to learn that the hard way. All right. Gift number 2, overcoming doubt and procrastination. I put in the chat if you can feel me on that. Just saying the word procrastination. That doesn't mean we're bad people or we're not going to get things done or anything like that. It's just simply that life happens sometimes, right? But you got to keep taking action. You can't let anybody or anything knock you off of that, all right? So first, acknowledge the challenges with that. It's natural to face certain doubts and things like that, of course, within ourselves, that other people want to put in us and things like that. But it's just, very hard to step just into the unknown, right? And we're all, most of us, I know I had a fear of the unknown at one point, okay? And sometimes it still creeps up, but I'm like, nope, so these feelings are often the biggest obstacle in turning faith into action. Just simply keeping those aside, all right? The next thing that I want to share with you guys is just creating a timeline for the most part, with simple indicators that keep you accountable and they keep you motivated. Very, very important. A timeline is everything. You could do it weekly, or twice a week, or every other day, whatever works for you. But it's very helpful to create that timeline and path as to what you're trying to do for action steps, not just talking and being on here saying different things. No, put the action to the talk. Okay. It's just very simple. I know it sounds simple to do, but you'll be so happy that you did. Just trust me with that. Another step is use practical steps to move forward. All right. Of course, try to keep them practical. Start by setting small achievable goals, like I've mentioned many times before, to help you align with with the larger vision that you have in mind and things. Breaking down big dreams into manageable steps makes the journey less overwhelming. Take it from me. I was the person who wanted to do it all at one time, in one day, and in 1 week. Doesn't work. Didn't work for me anyways. Hey, you might be able to do the thing. But just keep in mind, breaking it down is much more productive and helpful. All right. And then lastly, for tip number 2, is when creating that timeline, just give yourself grace. Definitely do that, because we try to do it all, right? And then we think, oh man, I'm a failure, I can't do this. And then you just get overwhelmed and you start talking down to yourself. No, show yourself some grace, all right? And have that mindset shift. That's what's important with that. Mindset shift is everything when you're starting things, because it's important to change your perspective from I'll do it when I'm ready to I'm ready now and I'll go learn, and I'll learn as I go. See the difference in that? It's so much more helpful, even when you're thinking and, just having that mindset going on for you to help you progress for the most part. So gift number 3, developing a blueprint for action. All right. So there are 5 key points to this, you guys. So that's why I wanted you to have your pen and your paper. 5 key points. By the way, and if ever you don't like get all these down, I will put them in to the chat and things like that when I post. So, or actually even better yet, DM me directly and I'll send them to you. All right. So I know how it is to be trying to multitask, and I appreciate that you guys are even on listening to me. So the first is vision plan. All right. A vision plan. Begin with a clear vision or what you want to achieve for the most part. Ask yourself, what does success look like to you? That's the first thing. And then once you have that vision, examine it and make it easier into like actionable steps, right? I've done all these things. I'm telling you, it's helpful. So take it from me. The next is just strategizing with faith. All right. Remember, those who know me, I didn't always have faith, but man, now that I have it, I got plenty to share with you. If you feel like you need even more, no problem. But what do I mean by this? Simply integrate faith into your planning by just like envisioning success. I'm a very hands-on type of person. I like to see it, right? So envision the success and just allowing your belief to just fuel persistence. It's very helpful when you do that, especially when challenges arise. That's the time to really kick it into play, all right? Just doing that strategizing with faith. The next one for this is you should implement daily affirmations or picturing techniques, all right? To keep your goals just front and center, this is very, very helpful. All right. Also, execute with consistency. We all know consistency is key. All right. It's important to be consistent when taking action because just regular and small efforts, they multiply over time and they lead to substantial results by doing it this way. And lastly, incorporate time for reflection, planning, just as to those actionable steps that you're looking to do. I'm a huge planner, and being able to just put those into more of a perspective and to reflect on them, huge help. All right. Gift number 4. We only got 5 now. So gift number 4 is navigating setbacks with resilience. So when expecting the unexpected, which we all do, I'm sure, setbacks are unavoidable. Let me tell you, as I'm sure you know also, right? And can possibly agree. Put in the chat, agree if you can relate. The key is how you respond to this, though. Therefore, it is important to be flexible and resilient when you're faced with challenges. Just keep going. Be flexible. Think out of the box, all right? Next is reframing failures. Reframe the failures. I know that might sound kind of weird, but we all go through things, right? So failure is not the opposite of success, just so you know. Let me say that again. Failure is not the opposite of success. And it's simply just a part of the process. So, as I always say, failures can be learning opportunities and adjusting your approach accordingly, right? This can help you to just have less disappointments. I know it helps me big time to adjust, like, oh man, this might possibly happen. Let me adjust. All right. Just saying. The next is, along with the reframing failures, is staying connected to your why. All right. why did you start this journey or this business, or trying to get away from your 9 to 5, or you're in your 9 to 5, but you just want to do that plus elevate as an entrepreneur? Why? Why did you do it? Right? Revisit is very important. Revisit your core motivation as to why you're doing what you're doing behind your actions. All right. This will anchor you during just the tough times, and it'll actually remind you why it's worth even persevering and doing. You'll be able to just say to yourself, I always say to myself, okay, Jenée, you didn't go back to the corporate world. Why? And it just puts it in perspective. Yes, it's challenging to keep going, but guess what? We all got this. All right. So today's last gift is gift number 5, and that's turning impact into a actual movement. So what do I mean by that? First, scale your efforts. All right. Once you've seen success in your actual efforts, just consider how you can scale your actual impact. So like, I'm personally in the process of doing, and I am building a community to be able to share my message and to inspire others to join the cause. So that's what I'm set to do that. I'm hoping to get that started next month in September. And I'm telling you the month so you can hold me accountable as well. But very, very important to help people to see like what you're going through and your beliefs, and so that maybe they can join the cause. Because I'm sure many other people feel the way that I feel, right? And we don't have to do this alone. I know I've said that before, right? So the next thing is collaborating for greater impact. Collaboration amplifies impact. Know that. And partnerships and teamwork can expand the reach of your efforts and actually create a larger movement. So I'm really going to be utilizing this when I start the community, because it's going to be a huge help, I'm sure, right? And lastly, but not least, legacy building. Think about the long-term impact of your actual actions, all right? Like, ask yourself, what legacy do you want to leave for yourself, your kids, your parents, whoever that may be in your life, right? Think about that and ask yourself that. And then ask, how can your actions today shape the future for others? Because that's just very important, to care about others as well as your own journey and things like that, right? People can see right through you if you don't have a caring heart and you're just on some fluff. I'm trying to tell you, don't be that person. So just be true to yourself and think about the legacy, all right? All these gifts that I've given you today are very important that I've discussed. This last segment of the podcast today are 3 giftful tips to building actual resilience. I know that many people have asked me like, well, Jenée, how do I actually build the resilience? So I'm about to give it to you right now. You've heard it here first, okay? The first thing is start with what you have, all right? Meaning, don't wait for the perfect moment, for all the resources. I have friends who are like, oh, I gotta wait till I got this in place. No. Start with what you have, all right? Or as some people would say, do it ugly, or whatever you want to say, right? So start with what you have and the rest will follow. It's almost like the Bible statement, ask and you shall receive. Take from me, it works. So second is get an accountability partner. You guys, having an accountability partner is so lucrative, very, very helpful. Again, I have 3, but just find someone who can keep you accountable and they can encourage you to stay on track. Very important. You don't have to do this alone. Just find an accountability partner. All right. And then 3rd, recognize progress, not just the wins. All right. So rather than only celebrating the end result of things that you come to, take a moment to actually recognize and appreciate the progress that you're making along the way. Kind of goes back to you like showing yourself that grace, right? Each step forward is a part of your journey toward success. All right? Know that. Well, you know I like to give a challenge, but however, this week, instead of focusing on an actual challenge, I task you to go back to this podcast episode and get all the gems that I've mentioned to you, because it's going to help you big time and along the way your journey. All right? Feel free to reach out to me if you would like. And before I end the podcast, again, I want to once again promote my ebook titled 6 Steps to Overcome Fear and Walk by Faith as an Entrepreneur. All right. It's an essential guide to conquering fear and thriving in business by way of faith. All right. The link is in the bio, and you can on this actual Instagram page, because it pretty much just takes you to my website. And then, or you can purchase it on Amazon with Kindle Books. It's out there. So as always, thank you for tuning into this episode of the Faith Forward Fearlessly podcast with me, Jenée the Uplifter. But don't forget to follow for ongoing inspiring content. And remember, faith without action is like a dream without a plan. All right. It may be a beautiful thing and even sometimes challenging, but it won't become an actual reality for you or anyone else without taking action of it altogether. Remember that. So let's move beyond dreaming and start doing. Do it already. Every small action taken with faith is a step towards just creating the impact that you were meant to make. You. All right. So until next time, have a blessed day and a prosperous year on purpose. I'm Jenée Hudson, the Uplifter. Let's get it. Bye.